So we are going to be looking at a scenario where civilization starts over. We are on episode 74 or 75, and in the last episode we saw the War of Democracy breaking out between the Circle Alliance and, well, the Triangle Alliance. Pretty much Bulgaria expanded very rapidly, and, well, they kind of tricked the Red Italians into letting them invade one of the DU members. And, well, the Red Italians, these two kind of worked out a deal to where if the Red Italians let that happen, Bulgaria would join the Triangle Alliance and become a democratic nation. Yeah, it turns out Bulgaria and the Cypriots have been talking for a long time. And, well, it turns out they already had plans for the Circle Alliance for a long time, but they wanted Bulgaria to get a lot more land before they initiated it. If you guys enjoy these episodes, make sure to like and subscribe on the road to 2K. Said this a bunch of times, but make sure to like and subscribe. You already know everything. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this episode. So first off, we see the Bulgarians making invasions into the Greek country. And, well, immediately after they do this, we need to look at something. And the something we need to look at is the DU. So, Bulgaria just invaded into a DU member, hereby bringing in every single DU member into this war. And, you know, this would be a world war, but nothing over here is in the DU, and nothing in Oceania, and, well, just, it's only Greenland in the DU in North America, so it barely counts. But really, it's just the democratic war. That's really all it is. But we still see Bulgarian troops moving into Greek lands until they meet up with the Red Italian border, which we actually see a small pushback, but it's only about to here, and this shows the might of the Cypriots and the Bulgarians. Speaking of Cypriots, we see the invasion of the blue Turkish country, and, well, although these guys have been increasing their military, it's not enough to hold off the second strongest country in the world, and at times it is the strongest country in the world. Soon enough, we see the capturing of the capital of the blue Turkish team, officially taking them out of the war. One country down, a lot more to go. Up in the north, we see the Cypriots invading into this kind of purplish country right here, the recent Russian state that got independence. Why are they doing this? Well, I'll show you why. And, well, the reason why is they're invading into this Cypriot puppet state. And soon enough, they take over full control of the capital. And, well, now, this whole puppet state may have just fallen over. Yeah, the puppet state did not last long. It turns out the Red Italians barely had anything up here. And this just gives more staging ground for the Cypriots to invade into more DU members. And, well, it is right here where we actually see more members joining the Circle Alliance. This has been worked out in advance, but they're officially joining now. These countries include this gray French team who has hated the Red Italians ever since they ganged up on them inside of World War IV. We see this Finnish country joining because they want to have more land. And Persia joins. These guys have had good relations with the Cypriots ever since, well, they invaded into Kuwait together. So, yeah, Iran is the 15th strongest country in the world. Pretty strong. But now the Red Italians are pushing back. And, well, they're pushing back very good inside of Greece. But the Bulgarians are absolutely destroying the purple team. Like, it's very bad. Like, the whole thing falls to them in a matter of days. The red team messed these guys up. And now they're invading into the Red Italians. And, well, they get about here before they are stopped by the Red Italians. The Bulgarians are now also flowing into this purple country right here. And they actually have a really good military. They go up and capture this capital right here, which the Cypriots are going to lay claim to the rest. And, well, Bulgaria actually requested that they do this because they want to move more troops down to this front line here to fight off against the Red Italians. The Persians are also sending troops over to this front line right here, while the Finnish wipe out the capital of the pink team and start entering into this land. Soon enough, they take over the whole of the pink team. But the Finnish, the actual Finnish, are here, and they're actually pretty strong. Way stronger than than this Finnish team. And, well, if you don't remember, Sami is a very good ally of the Red Italians. And, well, now they're absolutely destroying the Finnish. Their capital even gets captured by Sami. And then we have this blue country also moving in and taking over as much land as they can, kind of along this Arctic coastline here. And, well, we see the capitulation of the Finnish team up here. The gray team actually let the Cypriots know in advance that they were going to join the Circle Alliance, And this allowed the Cypriots to kind of buff up the French. And, well, they're actually able to invade into pretty much all of their bordering countries very quickly because they did not expect the Grey Team to join. If you remember, the Grey Team is a democratic country. They just do not care. And we even see them making invasions into the Red Italians, similar to the Bulgarians. And, well, if you remember a guy named Green Eggs and Abraham, well, he has died. It's Green Eggs and Abraham II now. And, well, he's actually leading this kind of Austrian offensive. And, well, he is smart, very smart. He's absolutely destroying the French, and, well, it's not going good for the French. But on pretty much every other front line, they're actually doing very good, and even in the Southern Dutch team, they managed to take the capital of it. But the Austrians are still just destroying the French, and they get about here before they are stopped. Now the Red Italians are pushing back against Bulgaria. And, well, the Purple team, they're just gone. Yeah, they're gone. So the Red Italians have to send new troops in to recapture this land, and, well, they're probably just going to annex it if they actually win the war. So we see the first Red Italian invasion of Bulgaria, and, well, it goes pretty good. They get about to here before they stop. And the Cypriots are still absolutely destroying these Russian countries. These guys are all weak, and they haven't really fully recovered from World War IV. But now the Polish arrive, the 16th strongest country in the world. Actually, they might be on the top 10. I don't remember. But when these troops arrive, they fully push back the Cypriots out of this red team, and even start making new advancements into the Red Italians' puppet state. But then a little small group of Cypriots actually managed to push back the Polish all the way out of the puppet state. Going back over to this front line, the French team collapse. Yeah, after really they lose the foothold in the Lime team front line, and they lose this to the Red Italians. Their troops are kind of just rebelling. And we now see the actual French team moving back into their old lands, capturing the capital, and, well, now they're not just Brittany anymore. These guys have always wanted to get back their French land, but they haven't ever had the chance to until now. And, well, the Dutch also get back their land. And, well, the Austrians are actually going to go ahead and get the rest. And the Grey French team is no more. But there is a slight bit oh no that's happening down over inside of the Blue Iberian team. If you remember, they left the DU and they left the Triangle Alliance a little bit ago. And, well, they just said they didn't really have a need to join up with the DU or anything like that. Yeah, there may have been a reason why. As we see Iberian troops moving into Portugal and, well, just wiping it out. These guys are weak. Same thing with the Magenta team for probably the 10th time in history. They're gone. The Red Italians had no time to react as their old rival, they're back. They are now a Renaissanic country, and they want to bring back the old, well, they just want to control all lands that the Blue Iberians have ever controlled. By this, they take the unguarded Lime team capital, because they had no troops down in their south, and just cruise up, just kind of going past the Pyrenees. They don't really care, and I don't really care, as they meet up with the Red Italian border and make the invasion of the Red Italians. The Red Italians try and stop this, but these guys are like the 6th strongest country in the world. To be honest, they're the 5th. That's how strong they are. These guys are stronger than Egypt at this point, and, well, they're reclaiming a lot of their old land, soon enough fully capitulating the Lime team, and start making movements into the French team and Old Grey team lands, as well as pushing back the Austrians, and this is very bad because the Austrians are actually getting beat. If you remember, back a long time ago, for some reason the Iberians are going back after this land. The Iberians and the Red Italians met over here, and then the Lime team revolted. But now all this land, this all used to be a part. Pretty much everything they've invaded into used to be a part of the Blue Iberians, besides all the colonies and stuff. And, well, let's just say these guys may have joined the Circle Alliance. But that's not the only new member of the Circle Alliance being added. Someone very scary may have just joined. And that scary person is Scotland. Oh, freaking no. As we see them make a landing inside of this London-ish area, as well as down over here, capturing the capital of the Dutch team, the southern one, and taking just all of it very quickly. Scotland has a very strong military, as well as invading into the rest of this Norwegian country, taking it all out, and now setting up a new foothold inside of Scandinavia. But wait, what's happening in Scandinavia? Well, in Sweden, revolts. Revolts pretty much all over the country, and this results in Sweden falling very quickly, in which they leave the DU underneath this new government. What revolution was this, you might ask? Not only that, they might be gone. But, no, not that. This is what I meant. And, well, I'm just going to revert them back to their old Swedish color. And now, they start the invasion of Scandinavia to retake back old Swedish lands. And they do very good, wiping out this Scandinavian country here. But the Swedish kind of forgot about this southern one, and they make small invasions into the blue one. And, well, the Scottish are now moving into this purple country right here, taking the capital and meeting up with the yellow team's border, but they are unable to move into the yellow team. That's fine. They'll just make a landing inside of Denmark and take it. Why not just take the whole entire peninsula? Just why not? Oh, now you take Copenhagen. Nope, now the Danish are gone. Wait, why is there a revolution inside of Adaria? Turns out the Red Italians did not do a very good job at assimilating this, as both of these revolutions close in on both of the sides as they take the capital. And, well, let's just say the Adarians may not be inside of the DU anymore. And, well, now they may have just jumped over here, and they're starting to retake old land. Yeah, this is not good. It turns out the Adarian military and the population is kind of for this empire. Although they did revolt at the end of World War IV, they liked the feeling of having a massive empire, and, well, they take Carthage. They also go ahead and take this red team very quickly. The Italians, knowing they have to do something, move into this recently annexed land. I don't know if it's recent, but they take back a lot of this old Lime Team land. The Bulgarians also push back. And, well, they absolutely destroy the Greeks. Like, it's bad. They take the capital. Like, this is bad. Like, the whole Greek area falls to the Bulgarians. Bad. And now they invade into the purple team, once again, taking it. And then moving into the red Italians, again, cutting off Albania. Oh my god, Albania's rebelling. How cute. Oh, the Swedish are beating back the southern Swedish. And now they're invading into the country at lightning speed. Where are they getting this? Where are they getting these troops? Well, no one's saying. But they're using these troops very greatly. Yeah, they take back all of this before they stop. And, well, they stop because the Sami are here. And for some reason, the Sami are very strong, like a lot stronger than they thought. And now the Finnish just made a landing near Stockholm, yep. Then they take the Swedish capital. And, well, we actually see a wave of DU members leaving the DU. And, well, why? There really isn't a reason why. They're just done. Poland leaves. Germany leaves. The Dutch team leaves. All of these Central European countries leave. Libya leaves. This guy leaves. This guy leaves. Finland, realizing that this war not going in the way they thought, leaves. Which that means they kind of just give these lands back to Sweden, which is great. But now the Bulgarians just did a Hannibal, but not over in the Alps. Of course, with the help of the Cypriots, are now moving through this southern Italian land, and eventually they cut off the boot from the rest of this area. And, well, it is right here that we see the Red Italians do something that's not very democratic-like. What we see is 1, 2, 3. Then we see 4, 5, and 6. The Red Italians used their last 6 nukes that they have been storing. Well, the Cypriots have 3 nukes. And they go ahead and go boom, boom, and a little bit of boom. This distraction does lead to a pushback by the Red Italians, mainly over in this southern, I guess, northern boot area, but the southern one is still underneath Bulgarian control. It weakens them because they got nuked 3 times, just like the Cypriots and the Bulgarians. Well, it's time for a sweep. Just like they did, just like they have been doing Japan, and well, the Renaissatics go ahead and invade into a lot of Asia. And well, these Chinese countries are weak, if you remember. They are weak. This might just show how weak Asia is right now, but now the Indonesians are getting involved. And yeah, they're cooking. Stupid decisions have been made by the Algerian leader. And well, the Adarians are going to take quick notice of this because, well, yeah, the Adarians may have had something to do with the Algerians leaving the Gir alliance. What did they do? Corruption. The Algerians recently got a new leader in this war, and well, they may have been Adarian aligned. But hey, Adaria is cooking, and they're cooking. Okay, that's enough cooking. You should stop cooking. Stop it. You should really stop. And they are going to stop. Maybe. Oh, now Sicily is rebelling. Now this Venice area is also rebelling. And well, it's not turning out good for the Red Italians. And now the Slavs. It's not that color. I don't know why that color came up, but Slovenia is rising up, and well, they're starting to take a lot of Red Italian coast and land. The Red Italians are not fighting back, and now it might be over. Slovenia, they also break away. Oh, and now we also see Corsica break away. And well, the Cypriots, may have just made a deal with this pink Russian team. Yeah. And now the Russians, you might be thinking, why would the Cypriots do this? They fear the Russians. They know the Russians, if they get enough enthusiasm, can reform their entire empire. These guys are weak besides Japan. There's nothing stopping them. So the Cypriots think by appeasement, if you know World War II, you should know what that word means. Appeasement, by giving this whole land over to the pink team, hoping that they won't get involved in anything else. And well, after all this happens, let's just say the Red Italians may have just fallen apart. The War of Democracy officially over. The DU is pretty much disassembled. We'll talk about that. But the future now holds Renaissatic fascism and another ideology. Let's go ahead and look at a peace treaty. So I'm pretty sure I have everything. Starting up in the Nordics, we see Sami getting all of this land right here. This blue team right here is going to get all of this. The pink team gets all of this. And, well, Finland is going to just get this little piece. They really didn't want much. Over here, we see Sami annex all of these lands. Now we move down to Sweden. The Swedish get all... Wait 1 second. The Swedish get all of this northern part. The Scottish are very nice and hand over this part over to Sweden, as well as get a lot of their populated areas back, finally, and well, they're happy. The Scottish annex their puppet state, as well as annex the Norwegian lands, and a little bit more of this, like, I don't even know what this country is. They also annex the Danish peninsula as well. Well, no, they don't annex Copenhagen. Because the Germans annex it, yeah. The Scottish take over this southern part of the Dutch team, and this part of England that they had. And, well, the rest goes over to the Germans, because of course it would. Over here, we see the French team gaining all of these lands right here, which is actually a lot. And they are now the only French team again. This Austrian team is going to annex these lands, and now they're pretty circular. The Blue Iberians finally get all of Iberia once again, as well as these northern areas up here, making, well, they pretty much have all of their controlled areas, besides the ones in Africa, which they're not going to go after. And the Iberian Empire is back. Moving over to Italy. Yeah, this is pretty bad. Well, they're back. The northern Italians are back. We have some pretty ugly borders popping up over in this Venice area. We actually see Hungary getting all of these lands. Slovenia comes back. We see a new Bosnian type country. We see Albania come back, but they actually get a lot of land this time. The Bulgarians kind of spoiled themselves in this. First off, they annex this northern part up in the north. They annex all of this from the purple team. They pretty much took it all. We also see them pretty much completely annex all of Greece, which is great for their economy. The Bulgarian Empire has grown. We also see the pink team making their return. We see a limeish team right here. And we see a kind of greenish-blue color underneath the northern Italians. And here lie the red Italians, still a democratic nation, but very poor. We also see Sicily, Sardinia, and Corsica all get their independence. I don't know if this is predictable, but Adaria is going to fully annex everything, and there's really nothing stopping them from doing this. The Cypriots don't actually take a lot. They take this, they take all of Turkey, and they take these areas up here, and now their borders look kind of ugly. The pink Russians move their capital city to the old one. The green team actually gets all these lands back. The red team gets the rest of this because it decided to unite with them. The Japanese just go ahead and annex the purple team, and this is sad because one of the oldest countries in the world has been annexed. Taiwan annexes this part right here. Indonesia takes all of this. What a surprise. Everyone's just annexing stuff. But no one wants this. Taiwan invaded it, but they didn't really want it. So it's just going to be sitting here, doing absolutely nothing, because no one wants it. Well, until that team takes it. Then they collapse. So then this Chinese country tries to take that. And well, they actually hold on to it, and we'll see what they do in the next episode. Hint, hint. And well, that is pretty much everything. If you guys enjoyed this war, make sure to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye. And a special thanks to our members, LaserTaze, Super Norby, Eddie, Gail Martinez, Green Team Mapping, PJ Lex Cheto, King Cheese, and Dark Mapping. Thank you guys.